up, everybody?
America.
If you're listening to this, it's the
We
4th
back.
of July. Or maybe it's after the 4th of July. I hope you're listening on the 4th of July, the day that this comes out, with your barbecue, and you're showing everybody Schoolboy Roll Up because it's the wrestling podcast they didn't know they needed.
You're turning it up because the fireworks are too loud in the background, but you need to hear what we're saying.
You need to hear what we talking about.
This is why the forefathers founded the country.
For
the
this.
roll-up.
For the roll-up. Schoolboy Roll Up LLC. This is it. This is their crowning achievement.
Looks like you got a nice hot coffee there.
It is a hot coffee.
Oh, damn.
It was on the table with nothing else, just a hot coffee.
You're just ready for a bump.
Ready for a bump, man. Ready to make a splash. Yeah, what's up? Give it to me, Greg. Go in.
It's 4th of July, Rob.
Yeah.
What's your idea? I'm not asking you what you're doing tomorrow. We'll compare that in a second. What's your ideal 4th of July?
I think ideal 4th of July is something outside, preferably around some sort of body of water, if possible, with plenty of drinks and a barbecue going. I'd say that some tunes blasting. Hopefully you got some friends or some family around. I think that's the ideal spot. What about you?
I would agree. And I would say for a long time, that's why this was, I don't know if it still is. I think it may have been knocked from its spot, but for a long time, this was my number one holiday because it's summertime. The weather's good. The sun's out. You're hanging with friends and family. Eating food, having drinks, listening to some music in the background, exactly like you said. It is the chillest of all holidays, and I love that. So, no big to do. It's just get out there and have fun. I don't know if it's still my number one at this point. Thanksgiving may have knocked it at this point as my appetite has grown, but it is definitely number 2 in my top 2.
Okay. It is the king of summer. You got Memorial Day, you got Labor Day. The participation rate is just not as good on those. Everybody loves the 4th of July. And you got the guaranteed fun for all ages, not fun for all dogs, fireworks at the end of the night, should you last till then.
Yep. And while we just started recording, these two know I had to step out for a little bit because I didn't even tell them. One of the things I was dealing with was fireworks.
We were wondering what the hell you were doing, keeping us waiting here.
I just like to keep you guys on your toes.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. We had some fireworks going off, and Sully, my dog, obviously, not a huge fan of the Soulster, not a huge fan of the fireworks. So I had to go clean up a little mess in the house.
Damn.
I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Sully's been on up, guys.
Did you just get like a poop emoji in the chat and you knew what you had to go do?
Throw that up there. Throw that up right here. Poop emoji for Souls. So, Rob, what is the actual plan? What's happening tomorrow?
So this year, normally it'll be kind of pretty much normal what we do, but I have some family in from Cincinnati. Shout out to my brother-in-law Marty, who is a big fan of our show, so I will give him that. They are here for 10 days or so we'll be doing a big
Great, I'm doing something. All right, I'm stepping out, guys.
Oh, nice.
I'll be back.
All right,
nice.
You come back.
Just keep going, guys.
You clean up.
This is a first.
We've got Right, you want to make an appearance?
Guys, I said I got to remember to mark it. All right.
Here we go.
So
you're on the internet, Bray.
Dude, what's
Say
up,
happy
man?
4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
We got to work on that delivery right there.
Yeah, you gotta have the energy your dad does. Hey, Avery, what's
we
going
got
on?
both of them.
We got them both right here.
It's a family affair.
All right, guys, I will be back. You can talk about my amazing wins. Keep recording.
All right,
Okay.
we'll keep recording. You come back soon, though.
So exciting.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Greg's got beautiful children.
He does.
That's
He
what
really
I think we
does.
should talk about the entire time he's gone.
Talk about Greg's beautiful children. Yes, they are actually lovely kids. That's what
so here's a good since I'm seeing Braden reminded me. So Greg was at my house on last Friday, and I yelled at Braden very loudly because he was trying to
Oh,
go. He was trying to go up the slide in
oh
my pool.
no. We can't be
And I've never
going
seen
up the
anybody
slide.
try this before, except for a chipmunk. I've seen a chipmunk try and go up the slide while
Yeah.
the water's not even running, and it can't do it because it's so slippery, even without the water running it. To see
Right.
what is Bryce 6 or 7, like he made it like halfway up, and like his mom and dad are yelling at him, and kids don't listen to their parents, so I just jump
Not
in
at
and I
all.
do that really loud dad yell of like, bring it up the slide.
And
And like,
you being the owner of the house, he probably stopped dead in his tracks.
oh, I mean, I felt terrible because also it's
Yeah.
like I've never yelled at anybody else's kids ever in my life, dude. But I felt like I had to because I was scared out of my mind that he was going to eat it.
Yeah.
He was distraught, and
What
when
did
I
he just
obviously I
slide down?
unnecessarily apologized to Greg. Greg was like, I don't care, he was being a moron, But it's still that's like
That's why he didn't say hi to you when he just came on there. He said, I'm not saying hi to that guy this time.
No, he's like, oh my God, Nick's here is going to yell at me. Would you put me on this podcast to get yelled at by your friend again,
Yeah.
Dad?
Did he just slide back down?
No, well, no, he turned around and slid back down the
Okay.
halfway, and then immediately like retreated to get like lectured and feel terrible
Feel terrible.
more than half of the adults at the party or the gathering were yelling at him simultaneously.
Never a good thing.
No.
So we were kind of kidding around that day was going to end up being a kind of shitty day. Pardon my French, but was it actually a nice day for the pool? I can't remember what last Friday was.
Before it rained or whatever it happened later that evening. So we did the thing. Everybody was in there having a good time, and it was nice.
Okay.
It worked out great.
It worked out great. You didn't have to kill any frogs?
No.
Okay, good.
No. But I'm just overrun by deer now. So much deer and deer poop.
It's so ridiculous how many deer. Like, for anybody who listens to this show and doesn't live in New Jersey, the amount of deer that are in like all of our backyards is just insane.
We're just a highly densely populated area. There's houses on top of houses.
Yeah.
And yet they're all around.
We have destroyed everywhere that they have lived to build townhouses and the like.
Look, people feed them, and then the population grows, and then the town has to figure out how to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't hunt them because there's too many people around.
Yeah.
So
right.
They can't. Whether you used a firearm or a bow and arrow, it would be extremely dangerous to use it in a residential area. So they just, I think what my town ended up deciding on was like very controlled professional hunting.
Very, very professional hunting.
Yeah, no, like not, I don't know. They were hiring deer assassins, like that's where the town landed.
I would love to know how you become a deer assassin. That's like, like you can't just be any average guy with your deer hunting license. You gotta
have all the camo.
You gotta look like Bobby Bacala in the Pinelands episode of The Sopranos going out there, Yeah. It's I also think it's kind of funny that 2 weeks in a row now we've talked about killing some sort of animal.
Yeah, a strange thing. What? Instead, he's doing the flare walk, but
but with Penta.
Penta walk.
It's the Penta walk. Oh man,
that's good.
Little flare, little Penta at the same time.
Both, yeah.
Can I say, like, since we're on this right now, Greg, we will circle back to you about all this stuff. But I freaking love Penta's entrance. Everything about it. The firework thing going off in the back, and like the way Greg's just walking in and he's just like, it is so cool.
Yeah, but he did it on a run-in. You saw that, right?
And he tried to save Cena, and he's taken 6 hours to get down to the ring.
He Jeff Hardy still do the walk, but just do it very quick.
Yeah,
he Jeff Hardy.
What was Now, Greg, for some reason I don't recall this reference. What are you referring to?
When Jeff Hardy debuted in AEW,
Oh, that's why I don't remember.
Matt Hardy was getting beat down,
He's-
and all of a sudden Jeff Hardy comes out, and but like rather than just run to the ring, he's like,
yeah. All right, I will add a marker to remember to add that video into whatever we post
yeah,
on here.
Jeff Hardy did that. But and we could get back onto whatever the topic is, but speaking of Penta's entrance, that's the difference with WWE. Penta was in AEW. WWE's like, you know what? We're going to market this guy and push him way up. His stock has jumped at least as much as 3 close coworkers or close employees. I don't even know what my line is anymore.
Close employees.
Greg can't even say his own catchphrase because
I can't even get it, guys. This is what happens. I'm that much of a mess. I'm putting kids to bed at 11 o'clock. That's where we're at these days.
Hey, man, that's how it goes. It's summertime.
It is.
You know? Seriously, though, is Penta's entrance a top 3 entrance in WWE right now?
Yes.
Yeah. No one else has.
Is it number 1?
Who would I be more excited to see their entrance?
I mean, Seth Rollins' entrance is way up there just from fan participation. Cody's would be up there.
Yeah.
Jey Uso's. But it's like, originality-wise, he's definitely winning. I mean,
the pyro alone is just insane. I don't know where you get that spinning firework thing, but it's way too cool. Like, that thing is sick.
It would be great to have for tomorrow with being the 4th.
It would be. Well, why don't we
go to the fireworks store? You're like, I just need one. Like, I don't care how much it costs. Like, I'm gonna do the Penta entrance in my own yard. Thanks.
The fire coming in the back.
I'm just lighting up one firework. That's it.
Just one.
Like, how much was that? Oh, it was $500.
Yeah. This is also now that New Jersey has legalized fireworks, do you guys see them freaking everywhere? Like, they're literally everywhere.
I live in a classy town, baby.
Dude, they are everywhere.
Fireworks here, babe. That's the
stuff. Nick too fancy.
Nick's too fancy.
Nope, guys, I'm not hearing a single firework on not
really
July. That's how you know, bro. That's how you know.
As he's throwing reading glasses onto his head.
Yeah,
you needed to know.
Nothing but class.
Gonna break out an eye monocle.
All I got is a lot of deer poop. No fireworks.
No fireworks. You could put a firework into those things and blow them up, man.
Okay, nice. Maybe I'll be the guy to ruin everything. I'll just start doing.
Yeah, you'll just start
really been
lighting them up.
Person, but I got to D-class things, maybe.
Yeah. Greg, we never actually heard. What are you doing tomorrow?
You know,
today, whatever we're calling.
Trying to keep it as close to the ideal situation that we were talking about. So I'll be at a neighbor's at their body of water, aka a pool, barbecuing, having a few drinks. Maybe at nighttime I head over to a neighboring town, watch some fireworks. Maybe not, but it's gonna be a good day all in all. Got my USA bathing suit ready to go. My Stars and Stripes bathing suit. Totally
and Stripes. You definitely said that. You had a little Stone Cold in there.
Stars, what? Stripes, what?
Yeah,
dude, that's such a bad Stone Cold now. I don't know what
that is. It's all right. It's a little late tonight.
We are a little bit. We're burning the midnight oil.
Nick, what about you? What do we got going on tomorrow?
Body of water will be the lake, which is these man-made things they have in lieu of town pools in our area. So it's got sand and a puddle that your kids can play in. It's quite nice. Fireworks later, but we're going to half do it. My town does very Americana things. They have a all-male group called the Holiday Observers that just throws events for the town on the holidays. 4th of July is the biggest one. So the fireworks in the town are pretty big, but I don't know how much the kids are going to participate. They could get scared and want to go home in 2 seconds. So we'll park as close as we can to where they're going off, not fully participate in that, and turn around as needed.
Okay.
Call it a
That's
day,
solid.
I think.
It's solid. Do you guys notice that, like, I feel like when we were growing up in northern New Jersey, that the fireworks were always on the 4th of July. Now, my town had the fireworks last night, which to me is just
Which just means that there's a town nearby that has a better show than more people go
probably.
to.
And I don't know.
They're
if,
like,
I don't
hey,
know
we're
if that.
not
I don't know if
wasting our show if everyone's going to that show.
I don't know if that's our old hometown or not, because I'm pretty sure they have their fireworks tomorrow. But like, I don't get the non 4th of July fireworks. It bothers me.
I think it's a traffic thing. It's like everyone's just smarter than they used to be. It's a traffic thing. It's
Is it though?
noise thing, and then it's
Is that?
I don't know if it is. I just want all the fireworks to be on one day, just to keep the kids and the dogs one night of ruined sleep.
All right, so here's where I stand on this. Last night, that would be July 2nd, Rob.
Yeah, it's not. It's
that's a no. July 3rd, acceptable.
Yeah.
July 4th, ideal. July 5th,
if
only
it's a Saturday.
Well, I was going to say, depends on where it falls on the calendar, but realistically, you don't want to be after 4th of July.
No.
Unless it's a rain date. But no.
Right.
July 3rd and July 4th. What are we doing on July 2nd, people? Stop.
Come on.
Come on now.
What are my tax dollars going to, eh?
Oh, don't worry. In my town, we get a special fireworks celebration around September 20th. So
that's the ultimate that's your town's a pick me. Your town's like, you just love us. Come to us in September and watch us blow things up.
What is that for, technically?
Our kids started school.
What are we doing? Like, they're like, you know what? It's time for the autumnal equinox. Let's set off some fireworks. What is that?
People love a solid, sweatshirt and firework display.
Yeah,
that's what that's for. Drinking their pumpkin spice latte.
Nice PSL round the corner,
man.
Hey,
speaking of the 4th, you guys know that we're bringing in a 4th host.
Are we?
For this episode.
I forgot. Who is it?
It's the new host, Greg Robb. This is so we got Greg and Rob, and this is Greg Robb. I agree with everything that I say with myself, and really loud for no reason. I'm a loud guy, also very handy.
Wow, Greg Robb.
Yep.
Are you? Yep. What else do you have to say, Greg Robb? I'm interested in your commentary.
I mean, I wish I thought this bit out more, but
So is the Rob portion of Greg Robb just headphones?
I think it's the hat.
No, it's the backwards hat too.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not wearing a hat tonight, Nick.
And the increased volume. Gonna fantasy book my way into your family.
Fantasy booking since 2008.
Greg Robb. Right.
I'm the lifeblood of this podcast. I'm gonna stay up until 3 a.m. editing shorts.
That'll be me tonight. There you go. Greg Robb, right. Are you staying this way the rest of the episode, Greg?
No,
Robb?
I can't hear anything.
You kind of had like a Paul Heyman look to you.
Yeah. No, he might come back if I feel like you guys are agreeing too much. But
Greg Robb shows up only when we agree.
Yeah. When you guys are just agreeing with each other, maybe Greg Robb will come back. But
Grob.
Well,
we got to change your name down there to Greg Robb.
Greg Robb.
The man with I still think the man with no tools was by far the best.
Oh yeah, no, I'll never top that nickname for sure.
I will say that when I was going back listening to this, because I did listen to this last episode twice, I was laughing really hard at the whole man with no tools thing. I mean, it's just gold, man.
Look, I'm seeing him again this weekend. It's another chance to try and prove what a man I am. I'm just gonna greet him with 2 hammers in my hands when I see my father.
Do you just like go all in and try and like super impress, or do you just regress and like don't even have anything?
Sometimes when I'm like, all right, got to make sure I know what sports are on, and tell him I'm fixing all kinds of stuff, even though I'm just paying people to do it.
Do you look?
I'm just.
Are we looking?
Oh, I
Are we
put this
looking up some
addition on the
stats?
house. Oh wait, I paid somebody to do it.
Are we looking up any sports stats so you could work that into a conversation?
I'll probably just talk about how cool it was that we did actually get to see the end of the U.S. Open. Be like, oh man, remember last time you were here when it wasn't the party with the no tools and we watched some golf?
Yeah, emphasize the positive.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. Well, that's good. I hope everybody.
That's
all
how
right.
you know it's the end of the first segment.
Yeah, that's the. I'm so see through at this point.
We need a button, like
we need it all right.
Easy, but all right.
You got the Donald Trump Diet Coke button. We need the all right button.
Real quick before we move on, can we get Greg Rob doing the all right?
Oh, there we go. We need that.
Oh, I should have put the glasses on before the headphones. All right.
All right.
All right.
I love the face. Wait, do I actually do that?
No, you do not bob your head when you say
all right, good. I'm glad. I was going to be worried for a minute.
Okay.
That would have. All right. All right. Anyway,
this is our new segment where we just say all right for the next minute.
So we think about what we're going to talk about
well,
next.
it actually was a full minute of all right. So good job. I guess congratulations are in order for Greg, who won the Night of the Champions picks last week. I picked horrifically. I don't know what you did, Nick. I don't think you were too.
I was in the middle, I think.
Yeah. But Greg, you've been coming up the rear for a while. How's it feel?
Yeah. One thing you could say about me is
what?
5-1. That's what you could say about me. That's what you could say.
Greg watches product.
Just keeping an eye on things. But, I just really think this all goes back to my amazing fantasy booking and my loud voice. And I think I'm the glasses portion of Greg Rob. So
Right.
It's funny. The best part about Greg Rob is that the whole gimmick, neither one of us are wearing the appropriate things.
I did
today. I mean, I guess I got the headphones on, so I guess that makes sense. But what? All right, well, let's get into it. What did we think of Night of Champions?
Solid B, I think, is where we land on that. Because it could have been worse, but everything was, seeing Cody get booed up again was kind of crazy, but people were kind of tired of him winning, I think.
I think it comes down to people remember what they see at the start and at the end. And I think they had an excellent match to kick it off with Cody and Randy. Man, you need to get the belt on Randy at some point soon. This guy has come back. He is so over. He's having just such a great run right now. He doesn't need the belt, but I'd like to see the belt on him at some point because I just think his work's so good and the fans are loving him right now. Why not? Main event I thought was well done. I like the Seth Rollins interference to keep the Rollins Punk hatred alive and let that keep going. Let that be, like Nick would say or like Greg Rob would say, keep this going like Swerve and Hangman, just an endless feud that never ends. Keep that Punk Rollins hate alive. And Cody, I feel like you're teasing me a little bit with some heelish. There's a slight heel vibe there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I know you don't like it when I beat these legends, but that was his way of trying, I guess, to win the crowd back or just acknowledging the boos in a sense. But he's ready to do that whenever, I think.
It'll be
yeah.
time. Whenever it happens, it'll be time.
Yeah, because it's bubbling.
It's been bubbling.
Yeah, and I think some people are expecting that it could be around SummerSlam, but I feel like we already had such a huge turn with Cena this year. I don't think we need to do it with Cody right now.
Yeah.
But I would not be against it.
Greg, I want to piggyback on your Randy Orton comment. I mean, he's what, 14-time champion? Am I right on that? 15?
Yes. Yeah.
14. Clearly, he does not need a belt, but he has been so good since he came back. And like, that's the thing about wrestling is that Penta, you should have made this part of your Greg Rub.
Yeah.
Like,
Something
nobody.
he did right before I did the bit. I should have incorporated it.
You should have incorporated it. Yeah, come on. What were you doing? Nobody ever needs the belt, but like I think when guys like Randy Orton have the belt, it's more interesting. Like I want to see a heel Randy Orton with the belt. I want to see face Randy Orton. I want to see a heel Randy Orton with the belt and him being devious as ever. And just like that's more interesting to me right now.
I don't know if you could get booed though right now, Rob. Like I think people just love some Randy Orton.
Yeah.
They want to see him punt Cody, dude. They wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wanted it. He held off. And then when he went for it, which was, the ultimate heel move, they loved it.
They loved it. Yeah. That is the problem these days is getting the crowd to boo the guys they're supposed to boo, which is, I mean, easy way to fix Seth Rollins is, get that part out, change his theme song. I've read somewhere that the guy from Slayer is doing his theme song coming up, but like, get that out. You got to get it out
because it's
so iconic at this point. It really is. It's transcended. Like it's one of the best theme songs ever. He can't have it.
No, he can. Overall, good pay-per-view though, right? Unfortunately for Nick and I, both of our guys lost. We picked with our hearts twice.
Yeah, we wanted Jacob. We wanted Kross. It was no good.
No good.
I had Rhea though, and that final spot in the Rhea match was wild. I've never seen that before. A table.
I mean, it just looked so unsafe too.
Yeah,
it looked so It looked like you were almost ensured something bad was going to happen. It was what made the spot so crazy.
I guess we saw like a debut for the Bloodline again with Hekulo, who is another. He is the brother of Tonga Loa, who made a return, and I'm assuming Tama Tonga will be back soon.
Did you hear what they're naming him?
Yes, it's some other Tonga.
Tala.
Like, how are we supposed to say all these names? I can hardly say them already.
We got Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga.
Tama Tonga, Tala Tonga, and Tonga Loa.
And we got Cisco going tong to tong tong tong.
Wow.
The Michael Cole botch of his arrival. He was like, that's
yeah.
It's their brother.
It's the and like they don't even like
brother.
I feel like so far WWE just doesn't give two craps about Tonga Loa. Like they just definitely view him as
come in and do
the other guy that hadn't joined.
Like that in and of itself, it's like he comes in, he interferes, says probably the best move he's done since he's been in the company.
For sure.
The guy kicks out.
Yeah.
and then they just have someone go over his return.
Yeah.
Like, wait, it's another debut because this is not that big of a deal.
Because there's no way him coming back was ever going to do anything. So here's somebody else.
Tonga Loa. I want the eye patch back so bad.
Oh my god.
Eye patch Tonga Loa.
Yeah.
Just
Gorillas of Destiny, man. That's where we're at.
I was gonna say top notch, but Tonga Loa, nothing about him is top notch. But put the eye patch back on him.
It's like we keep having these tag teams from New Japan come over from the Bullet Club. We had the Good Brothers, who were very decorated tag champs over there, and they came over and like, I mean, to be honest, the WWE just kind of like treated them like garb. Like, and they are nothing special. I'm not trying to pretend that they are, but like they did have some cachet to them, and the WWE did not take advantage of it at all. To me, like, and I
Absolutely.
think
I
they're doing
remember
the same thing with the Gorillas of Destiny.
we were pretty excited when like they were coming in
Yeah.
9 years ago. Like I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah,
Here's Luke Gallows. Here's Carl Anderson, but they're not going to call him Machine Gun Carl
not-
Anderson.
yeah, come
That's a little
on.
too violent.
yeah,
And we're just kind of we're going to take all the edge off them.
all the edge. They're just too sweeting everywhere, you know.
Just like I'm going to do to you, Rob. Rob, too sweet me, bro.
That was such a friggin' Greg Rob moment. If
Get
ever there
that,
was
Rob.
one.
Get that in your bit.
A little Greg Rob time.
All right. All right. Next, that means we're changing subjects.
Well, we can't talk about Jade.
Oh well, yeah. Actually, you know, there is some other stuff. So we had Jade, who became Queen of the Ring, which I think all of us are pretty happy with, especially Greg, who's give it to us.
Through the roof. You want me to go just old school Jaded, or you want me to hit the guitar?
I will.
Remember, you were supposed to wear some like aerial
Yes.
revealing sort of.
Whoa. Not only
Oh,
only
man.
am I half of Greg Rob, but being half of Greg Rob, I like my partner in crime have listened back, and at no point was it specified when I'm dressing up like Jade Cargill. So
Okay.
I've
Saving
been
it.
Jade Cargilling out all week. Like
Okay.
this is just what I wear over the top.
Yeah. Underneath,
You don't know
forget
what I
about
got
it.
underneath this.
There's
Just wearing a casual hoodie over some metallic top.
metallic top.
Going around doing a Penta
Do
Ric
it,
Flair. Everyone's like, "What? Wait, what's going on? Is he doing a Penta? Is he doing a Ric Flair? Is he
Is
wearing
he-
Jade Cargill's top? We don't know."
Is Penta just imitating Ric Flair walking around with you know what running down his leg?
Yeah,
Man, he's very, very careful.
That's why he walks like that.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah. He's got this certain walk, and that's
Yeah.
just me taking out the recycling.
That well, you never know. You just never know.
But also then trying to make small talk with neighbors that pass by.
Hey, what are you doing, Greg?
Oh, sure.
Be like, Rob, Greg, why does it take you 10 minutes to take the recycling out? It's like,
Gotta hit that. But like, sure it's hot out.
Yeah. I love when he does this to like the little kids and he almost kind of like tricks them a little bit. And then he's like, and the kids get so excited. So excited.
Penta.
Penta, what a good guy.
Good guy, Penta.
So we had Queen Jade. Obviously, we all liked it. And then Nick and I had an unfortunate loss with Karrion Kross, who I feel like they did showcase him quite a bit. They allowed him to take as many back bumps as he so desired.
right. I can't
As
believe
that-
that rumor's out there. It's crazy.
That rumor was going. Did you hear about this, Greg?
Yeah, so it's just he was not into taking bumps.
I guess there was a rumor going around that he refused to take back bumps,
That's insane.
which I'm sure at some point was probably started by the Wrestling Observer and Dave Meltzer. I don't know if that's
I
true
mean,
or
I
not,
heard
but
it out there. I just didn't put too much into it. I just think at this point, for whatever reason, they're not pushing him. Doesn't seem like he's going to
But-
get the breakthrough.
But he did not get squashed. He got all his stuff in, and that match went longer than I thought it would. I don't know. To me, it was a good sign. Now it's interesting that Nick. How about that? We're disagreeing.
Okay. Are we going to point these out now?
We're gonna point them out now.
Are you saying there's dissension in Greg Rob?
There's dissension. There's
You guys are
complete
turning into
dissension.
Rob Greg very quickly.
Yeah. all right. And then obviously, like they continued it, which we could get into later on Raw with Karrion Kross, which I feel like he also maybe was a little more Killer Kross, attacking Sammy in the back. during the show. So clearly that feud's going nowhere, and Sammy's the top guy. So maybe Kross has some hope after all. I know you like this, Nick.
Yeah, there's a chance we'll get to see him wrestle again sooner than 6 months or whatever it was since his match before this one with Sammy. So good.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I was really into his entrance, though. By the way, I wasn't familiar with the whole breadth of it, where he comes out in black and white, and then Scarlett's in the ring, and something hits, and boom, it's in color. Cool stuff.
I feel like back when he first started doing that, it was even longer, and like Scarlett was doing some like crazy-ish in the ring, like at that before he came out, and it was pretty cool. Like it was like a whole thing.
It wasn't that crazy.
Wow, Rob. Wow. Greg is doing his best to distance himself from everything you say,
which is fine. You know what,
guys? I'd also like to debut when I want to move on topics.
Yes.
Okay. That's mine.
I need
That's mine. I'm not using all right anymore.
To be natural.
You know what? I think I've this like. Greg hates Karrion Kross. I don't think whenever we talk about him, Greg is never
he's quiet and waits for the next topic.
This is Greg's AEW.
Yeah, he goes off into a cloud and just thinks about AEW while we talk about Karrion Kross.
I think about how he could be used in AEW, how he'd have a really hot 2 weeks there, and then he would just kind of fall away into maybe some random tag team with Speedball Mike Bailey.
Or maybe Mike Santana, just to like give it to you a little bit.
Santana.
Joel Santana.
Yeah, so I'm working on my new phrase real quick. We could stay with Karrion Kross, but if I'm not going to be saying all right, maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll test out some other ones. We'll see.
Okay.
Next topic. so abrupt.
It's like Tourette's.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you dick.
Is that if you want to stay on a topic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, I missed that. That guy was hilarious. Danny something, man. What a funny guy. There were terrible rumors that he unfortunately passed years ago, but new content keeps coming out, so I guess he's still kicking.
I thought it was like Tupac.
Yeah, Machiavellianist. All right.
So now you got me thinking about that Outcast song. I do. Before we talk about Raw, I want to talk about how none of us have actually watched Raw this week. And for me, the reason was that I just remember I'm going to refuse to watch it if there's going to be commercials in it. End of story. Like how after 6 months of it being on Netflix, did they change the format and decide they need to add ads to replay? Like what? Isn't that the whole point of being on a streaming service? I was Nick, really into the fact that if you started it a half hour late, you could watch the whole thing, and then just take it away from us. Crazy! As a person who doesn't watch commercials, you're losing a viewer. I'm just gonna watch clips on YouTube, I guess, and so that's all. That's it. It's the end of story.
What tier of Netflix do you pay for?
Like the one where there's no commercials.
Yeah,
because I don't watch commercials.
Right, I get it.
Yeah,
it is weird though, like because I haven't started Raw on Netflix at 8:00. I don't think once since it debuted, and like usually I'll start it like at 9:00 or so, and like where the commercial's supposed to be, it's just like a brief like 1 second transition back to the match. I'm wondering if the commercials should have been there the whole time, and then like I hope not.
Was it the weird start time? Like I was looking up to try and see if they made an announcement or they changed something. There was not a lot of information. There was just a couple of tweets of people complaining about it, but I don't know. Could have just been a weird thing for me
Hmm.
in my viewing.
No, because I was watching Monday night for part of it. While I did not see, admittedly, did not see a good majority of the show. When I was trying to fast forward, which I would normally skip through commercials, running about an hour or so behind, I could not. So, same situation.
Get it
Babies.
together, Trips. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's a weird change to make at this point.
Well, I mean, it goes with everything that we've talked about, like
Yeah.
with all the advertising drops that are just everywhere. Like now they're going to force us to watch commercials too.
Which is okay if you're watching it live. It's even okay if you get a normal amount of streaming commercials. Some services I have lower tier subscriptions to. Maybe you get a 90-second ad break. Maybe these are 3 minutes.
That's a long
It's
time, man.
taking the total runtime of this already long program to like 4 hours total if you're going to sit through all of that.
Yeah.
Raw's always had a ton of ads, but that's a long ad break to run every single time. So
Call for the JVC Kaboom box. Right.
That's what Goldberg's going to come out with his entrance.
What was that JVC Kaboom box back in the 90s? What was that Slam of the Week it would do? Great. That was the sponsorship that we need back.
Now it would just be Slim Jim plastered all over the JVC Kaboom box. Unfortunately. Terrible. I guess last Friday on SmackDown, I know, Nick was heading us towards Raw, but I did want to mention a few things before we got there with the Punkonomics promo. What did you guys think of it?
I told you guys it was a good visual. Like him coming out looking like that was crazy. Also, that song is crazy. People were hype.
It was
to
good.
sing along with that song.
It's been a long time.
What, to hear some Thugonomics?
Yeah.
But the bars themselves, hearing Grandpa Punk, drop bars it wasn't it for me. It was a little, some of them were good, but it was long-winded and it felt a little awkward as far as the content.
Yeah, like there was a Macklemore reference.
Yes.
Yikes! I didn't reckon. I
2025?
might have remembered that.
At least make it gravy. Come on.
Yeah. If you're going with some old stuff right there, let's get some Young Gravy 2018.
Summer banger. It was cool though, and I give Punk credit for doing it because it probably felt pretty weird for him to try and be out there rapping, and trying to remember his lines like that. So I give him credit. It was cool, but did it hit? Probably not, right?
Well, not after what Cena did. It was so he obviously was emulating the superior promo, so he came out looking better.
Right. For
sure. No, just the rap itself didn't hit.
No.
But it was a little something to add on to the feud rather than just saying the same old things of I'm going to beat you. You've changed.
I give him credit for trying.
It adds to the totality of the Cena final run that somebody brought that back. So it was awesome in a sense, but whatever. They took it a little too far, right?
And now they can always play that like 10-second clip of Punk walking out with like the drug-free.
Yeah.
Throughout the rest of his career.
For however many times they continue to feud with each other for the next till the end of the run.
Right. So
all right.
Was good.
Here's the big question. It's not about SmackDown or Raw or Punk right now. When are we getting Cena face again?
I wanted to say SummerSlam, but I feel like it's too close now.
The cool thing is that they are teasing it, but
the teasers are there.
Well, okay. Well, we're set up for a Cody Cena, I guess, rematch. You could do it would be wild to do a double turn, maybe. And the only way you could justify the Cody thing is if Cena goes the other way. Then you're not too many heels, right?
Double turn would be wild.
It's a lot to pull off. It doesn't
Yes.
yeah.
It's a lot to pull off. Only a few months removed from Cena making his first heel turn.
Yeah.
Like,
it is too quick. Like, what's the point of doing it so close together?
SummerSlam's his last great venue as far as like last really large PLE setting.
Yeah.
Unless we're trying to talk about Survivor Series.
Road to Survivor
I
Series?
feel like the Survivor Series is going to be Seth and team versus the Jey Uso Avengers, right? I mean, they're just going so hard in that direction.
Yeah. It seems that
I don't
way.
know. It's not as clear this year to me. Like, it would make sense that you have the Seth Rollins team, but last year it just seemed so clear that we were moving in OG Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. Like, yeah, I could see that like last April, but this time around, I guess you're doing it with Seth Rollins' team, but it still feels like it's just lacking oomph.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I mean, I guess that's the issue we run into just collectively when we talk about Seth Rollins' group right now is they're there. They're supposed to be your main event players, but the close employees right now are kind of boring.
They're very boring.
They're just they're just being muscly and interfering with each other's matches, essentially.
Yeah, and Braun and Bronson at this point just feel like bodyguards to Seth.
Well, Braun was on such a, as in Braun Breaker was, I mean, he was ascending pretty quick and he was white hot. And he has totally cooled off since he joined this group. Like,
yeah, I'm just
majorly.
Don't feel it right now, guys.
I don't feel it either. Nick, to piggyback onto your Jey Uso Avengers versus Seth Rollins, do we think it seems like we're setting up for a 6-man tag of Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and
Penta
versus the Bronsons and a third member?
I'm assuming that they'll do this as a Saturday night main event.
Do Nick and I get our guy as the sixth man in this match, Karrion Kross, to continue the feud with Sami Zayn?
No.
Is that because you hate Karrion Kross, or is that just a no?
I hate Karrion Kross.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on.
No way, dude. Karrion Kross, I don't hate you, but I don't like that you snap Louisville Sluggers with your mixed martial arts hold.
Okay, Michael.
Don't do that to bats. Don't waste good bats like
Didn't
that.
realize Greg was such a bat enthusiast.
He's a bat
enthusiast. That's how I walk. I mean, you know how I'm walking up to the plate in my softball games, like Penta. But no, I mean, why would you not put Why would you not put Seth Rollins in that?
Because I feel like he doesn't need to be in it. Like, he's not wrestling right now.
He definitely doesn't need to be in it. You're absolutely right, but that's the group.
I'm so tired of calling them the group.
Yeah.
How do they not have a goddamn name?
Many people keep coming up to me. They call them the Vision. Nobody's calling them the Vision. They've never been called that on TV.
They've never been called that, ever.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole says all kinds of random things, and he has never muttered the words the Vision.
Hey, guys, like, obviously we're recording a little bit later right now, but I think this just goes back to the main issue we're having with this group right now. It is slop. It's not working. Like, oh, okay, I don't like you, CM Punk. We don't like anybody. And now we got LA Knight coming in to run in and hit us in the back of the head. Yeah. But
you know who really despises this group? Father O'Malley.
He got in touch with you after last week's spot.
He got in touch, and he said that he despises the Vision.
He has reason to believe that a young Seth Rollins
for fat shaming a
Boston
team.
Creams.
Yeah. He
didn't bring that up. He just
that
immediately started talking about the Vision.
He didn't mutter those words.
No.
So, if Father O'Malley's not into it, then I'm not feeling it either. Which, by the way, was very funny.
Is he still
I hate-
there? Do we even know if he's still at that parish or
No,
not?
I think he's
No,
been
Colin
moved.
O'Malley? He's been
He's-
out of that parish forever.
He's fat shaming some other poor soul at this
Okay.
point. You left out my Boston cream.
I'm gonna find him.
Yeah.
Be like, you have something to confess.
Yeah. Let's go to confession. Oh boy.
Rob, where do you stand on the Boston cream?
I'm not a fan. I'm not against it, but I'm just not a fan. People usually make fun of me for being a jelly donut fan. I love a jelly donut.
You are the walking epitome of the jelly donut right now.
Damn.
Greg Rob is no more.
Yeah.
No.
Jelly donut only.
But of course if I go to a nice donut shop, I would get something, better.
Let's just keep it standard with our new sponsors, Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
America runs on Dunkin'.
What are you going with at Dunkin'? Is it a jelly donut?
Probably. I mean,
If you like what you like what you like. All right.
All right. All right.
Nick, donuts. Give me one. What do you got?
Boston cream is the tippy top. It's got everything you could ever want. I can't think of another one because they go like I'll try some wild stuff, be like, hey, what's this cream crumb brulee blueberry doohickey?
I don't need all that. Just give me a solid chocolate frosted.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just want a nice chocolate cake donut. I'm a simple man. That's what I was eating in second grade. I'm still eating it. If I'm at my favorite place, Dunkin', America runs on Dunkin', I'm getting the chocolate glazed donut.
When you were getting out of the dissection of frogs, you were actually eating a nice chocolate cake donut.
I was like, I can't be doing it. Chocolate donut. Chocolate donut.
Chocolate.
Frog.
What are our thoughts on the Munchkin? Are we a fan of the Munchkin?
Yeah, they hold a great place of you're having a small party at your little school, like perfect snack.
Just go get 50 Munchkins and off you go.
But the only good ones are the chocolate ones. So it's like, all right, why are they
with the little bit of frosting on them?
Dude, upcharge me and give me just the chocolates.
All right, well, let me ask you something.
Ask me.
With tomorrow being 4th of July and
Yeah.
the hot dog contest happening, let's say you had 10 minutes, hot dog contest style. How many Munchkins do you think you can put down in 10 minutes?
20, 24.
How
many minutes?
10.
10 minutes.
I would-
10 minutes.
I would think a disgusting
Depends what
amount.
you're
I
allowed
gotta
to
be
drink.
honest.
Are you allowed to drink? Is it like straight Joey Chestnut? I'm making a milkshake.
Yeah, you
with
do
this?
water. You can do all that. What do you think?
I'm
24,
afraid of how many I could do.
I'm saying
If I can pulverize them in a blender and then drink it. We're
Well,
getting
that
triple,
movie's
pour a little coffee in there, make it. You could drink that.
little triple dig.
Little
Rob, what number you think you're taking down? You got a cup of water or milk, and you just got 10 minutes.
See, I want to be careful with what I say here because I feel like if I say anything too pompous, you're gonna make a bit where I gotta actually do this. So,
I wasn't even thinking that, but I like this.
Maybe at our tailgate, I would try.
We'll
I
do
think
a
I can eat.
munchkin contest.
I hate to say this because it's disgusting. I think I could eat all 50.
Yeah.
I really do. In 10 minutes, just
Oh, it's just so. I'm just thinking of the texture.
I don't even love Munchkins. I gotta be honest. I really don't. But
those things are never fresh. They've been sitting out. They're just dry. Like they're
No one's ever
good.
seen it. You never had a hot Munchkin.
funny story today actually. So we have two little.
Brennick has hot munchkin content.
How about that? For our little
That's your
niece,
nickname, Hot Munchkin.
hot Munchkin. All right, put it in down here. For our little niece and nephew that were coming in today, we stopped at Dunkin' Donuts and we got some munchkins to bring to them when we got there. And since it's summer, Dunkin' Donuts, America Runs on Dunkin', is offering like this pail, and it comes with like a shovel, and like, you know, you make sandcastles with it and everything. But they put the munchkins in it. So
Wonderful.
we did the walk-up window. I get to the walk-up window. The munchkins are just in a box, like a regular munchkins box. So I'm like, hey, you know, what are we doing here? They're supposed to be in a pail. The girl comes over. She's all pissed off, very unhappy. So she takes the munchkins box, opens it up, finds a pail, and just starts dumping them in. And munchkins are going everywhere. Like literally everywhere. So then she's like putting more in and everything. So then we leave, and Kim looks at me and she's like, there's no shovel. Like, we paid for the shovel. We paid for this whole thing. So then we got to go back, and I got to ask this miserable person again, like, hey, I didn't get the shovel. And she's like, oh, fine, here's the shovel. So America Runs on Dunkin'. You're our sponsor. You got to do it.
But I had a really bad customer service.
I had a bad
funny
experience.
Detail.
You got to
Yes.
write this for us.
real quick.
Yes, not
Way to
good.
go, Rob. You're really doing great with our sponsors.
Yeah.
They
Let me
need
talk about
to-
this terrible experience I had at the store.
They need to be better.
I didn't realize that's why they hired us. So
That's
we
why
can just give this constructive feedback.
be better. Be better. That's what people love to say now. Be better. Be better, Dunkin' Donuts.
Our first sponsor, Duncan. 5 minutes later. Yeah. This miserable person's, you know, she's handing me a shovel.
They didn't give me the bucket. They didn't put the
Uh,
donuts in the bucket. And
I
they
didn't get
even
the
give me a shovel.
$20 bucket. Come on. It's just plastic. So yeah, funny enough, we had a Dunkin' Donuts story from today. So
Yeah, I think back on the number, if Rob's going all 50, I think you could get down probably about 40 of those.
easily, I think it's easier than you think. You're gonna feel horrific after, but you can do it.
You'll be all
Thanks,
caked up.
You'll be all caked up on that little chocolate cake munchkin with a little bit of glaze.
Okay.
All right. What was Greg's turn page?
Greg's in the 40s.
No.
I was
What
saying
is-
I could do like
Good
some
enough.
insane number
Good
if I could.
Good enough. Or
Yeah. Don't get
Or
too
okay.
close. You put a pin in it by
Enough.
Dunkin' sponsor.
enough. That's how we move forward.
That's how we move forward now. Just take out the knife. All right.
Maybe I pound like the computer. No.
Okay. He's yelling at his kids.
Wait, Greg. I heard that Nick had to yell at your child for climbing up the.
Oh, this is what we talked about
Slide.
after you exited the room.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that was on the pod.
Yes.
That was great. And I think that just brings up a good point in general. So, Bray's having a great time. I know you guys have probably already covered this. So, Bray's going up. Jen's like, Bray, stop. Come down. And I said it like a second later. And then Nick was just like full tilt. Like, because as Nick explained, he was nervous, and rightfully so, that Bray was just going to wipe out on this. So Nick's like, Bray, get down there right now. And it was definitely like the awkward switch happened. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But so like Bray's upset, comes down. He's got to kind of go cool himself a little bit because like he's a little shaken because Nick went full 100% on him for a second. But Nick and I were talking maybe 10 minutes later. Nick's like, I feel so bad about that. And I was like, no. I was like, if he took like probably another step or two, maybe he wouldn't have wiped out, or maybe he would have busted his chin open. And I'd rather like he just get used to following directions and doing the right thing and not be injured than like his feelings got hurt for 2 minutes. So that's how we do it, people. It's
Yeah.
okay for your kids' feelings to get hurt sometime. We're okay with this. Let that happen.
Especially if they're in immediate danger.
Yeah, but in
Potentially.
general, like, also, I would say immediate danger, absolutely. But like, why not? I think you
Yeah.
you can step in at times. I'm not saying we all got to go full Nick and
Yeah.
threaten to hit my kid,
Yeah.
but you know,
I'm gonna get off that slide. I'm gonna beat you.
Guys, you know
That's
what
when I was really
fixes
apologizing. I threatened violence on Greg's small
no,
child.
no, no,
you know
no.
what
But at the same point, like, kids need to know where like the boundaries are, and I think we walk this fine line with we've given kids so much respect, and rightfully so. But at the same point, you can't just let kids do whatever they want. They need to have clear boundaries.
And with this particular situation, it's like he's been in this setting before, he's played it, and so he just picked up where he left off. Like, he worked his way up to doing certain crazy things last year with that
Oh, yeah.
slide, and then he was like, all right, this year we gotta go deeper, we gotta go further right off the bat, and that's how
He
we
came out the
got
gate
to that
strong.
point so quickly.
He was hitting some great moves, but then
He's like, all right, this isn't enough.
And you know
Exactly.
how you make them feel better, Nick? You buy them some munchkins. Because America runs on Dunkin'.
There you go. Rob with the redemption
now we
arc
just
on
gotta
the
edit that one
sponsor.
part out where Rob
was feeling bad about getting yelled at about talking bad about Duncan. He needed to let you know he loves you.
I love
All
you,
right,
Duncan.
so Duncan, here's
we love you.
Duncan, here's the new ad. Aside from us, new 60-second commercial you're gonna put. Picture this: lovely summer day, pool setting, families hanging out. Child begins to walk up a slide, at which point you have this roid rage Italian just scream at the top of his lungs at the kid. "Hey, kid!"
All his veins are popping out.
Kid crying hysterically, inconsolable. All of a sudden, munchkins.
Munchkins.
Hey, it's okay, buddy. America runs on Duncan.
2 minutes later, America runs on Duncan.
There we go. It's done. That's it. You're welcome, Duncan.
You can send us the check.
I think that's how it
Cash
works,
check.
right? We cut a 5-minute ad read, and then you're like, "Can you please now pay?"
It covered the gamut. It was a little bit of quality assurance, and it was, a good
What do we
ad.
do? We reach out to them for like a pay request on Venmo? Is that how
I think that's how it works. Yeah.
That's generally how. What do we request? $935,000 so we could buy frogs.com.
Yeah.
Gotta
They should
aim
cover
high.
our frogs.com.
I mean, come on. If we had frogs.com, we'd be something.
Come on.
We'd own a very expensive domain. That would be
That would be it.
something.
Frogs.com / schoolboy roll up. Is the homepage hitting like? Is the homepage all about us, or do we have?
It's a straight Wikipedia about frogs.
Yeah, like, or are we like an online speakeasy where we're in the back?
Yeah, it's
You don't even know it's
secret
school
links. Like, you have to click a certain part of.
Well, here's just a thought. To get to schoolboy roll up, like, you type in frogs.com / schoolboy roll up. When you hit enter, it then brings you to a page of a pool of it's like a graphic, and there's lots of little frogs around, and you have to hit like 5 frogs before it actually takes you to schoolboy roll up webpage.
So it's like a meta game.
It's like a little meta game. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
Very worthwhile web development to create that.
It's
good
easy.
enough.
It's so easy. Forget about it. All right.
Well, guys,
Next topic.
This was.
do
It's
we
either
have more
next.
topics?
It's either next topic or go enjoy your 4th of July, and we'll see you next week.
Fair enough.
I mean, Finn Balor got cheered as a face, so that was pretty exciting.
That is exciting.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
You know what's kind of crazy is right now I can't hit stop.
We just keep going.
I'm wondering if something's wrong.
Do we lose the episode for the second time ever?
I think we might have.
It did kind of bug out
I'm
about
actually
20
not
minutes
kidding.
ago.
I can't hit stop. There's nothing. There's literally.
Guys, we're going to record our first ever 24-hour episode.
Yeah. I don't know what happens if I hit leave. I don't know. I'm a little worried.
Let me see. That's interesting. You can't hit stop.
No. It does say that it's been uploading this whole time, though, so that's good. We can edit all this out later, aka me. But I don't know if I should just hit.
Greg Rob stepping in to do it.
Yeah, Greg, that's why. I didn't even realize Greg Rob was here.
Well, hold on. We if we're going to try and fix this, we need at least 1.5 Robs.
Right.
Dude. Oh my gosh. Greg Rob.
If
I'm
we
loving
lost,
Greg Rob.
I really hope we didn't lose all that.
Do you think while we're still recording at the moment that going forward, when we actually end the episode and you click stop, there is another crew of people ready to do a post-recording conference at the end of a WWE?
Yeah, post show?
Yeah, a little post show.
That would be awesome if it was true. All right, Greg Rob. I think we got nothing left here but for me to hit end session for all and hope that it stops.
All right, guys. Get some sleepies and hopefully everybody has a nice one.
Happy 4th, boys.
Later.
Bye.
All right.
They're running on Duncan.
All right.
Get it up.